Hey everybody, Logan here. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Yes, almost forgot my background music. It's a little loud. Let me turn that down for you guys because I love that background music. Can't not make a video without my music. I'm sorry. Okay, let me stop rambling on. We're talking about AEW Fight Forever. If you guys know, you should know, you've been following me long enough. And for those of my new subscribers, hey, I'm a big wrestling guy. If you guys didn't know, I love AEW. I've got all kinds of wrestling stuff right around here. All AEW, big WCW, big TNA guy. Not a big fan of current WWE is all right. It's much better than it used to be, but Vince is back, but that's another story. I'm not a big fan of current Impact Wrestling. I don't like management. I don't like leadership. I don't like the direction of the company. But hey, TNA was the heyday. We're not talking about that. We're talking about AEW Fight Forever. AEW Fight Forever is the first video game from AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And for those of you who follow wrestling, you know this has been in the works for a long time. And this is supposed to be along the lines of back in the day, WCW, NWO Revenge, WWF No Mercy. You know, those great games from the Nintendo 64 era. The thing is, it's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. I get it. There's been a lot of drama around development, things Kenny Omega has said, things developers, stuff. We're getting all kinds of stuff. And then they kind of just went radio silence, and then we got like a little drip feed, and then radio silence again. But here's an article from Pure Xbox. Let me bring this up. Here we go. AEW Fight Forever rep shares progress update ahead of 2023 Xbox release, which it's also coming to the Switch and the PlayStation as well. Now, one thing I saw some news on it yesterday, but I was like, it didn't feel legit enough. Let's put it that way. Here, let's look at it a little further. So the quote right here is, "We want to do this the best we can." So you got Adam Cole and what's that? Kenny Omega right there. It looks like, yeah, it says Kenny Omega. So that's a screenshot with Aubrey Edwards and da-da-da-da. Let's read the article. It's been a little while now since we've heard anything about the status of AEW Fight Forever, despite suggestions throughout 2022 that the game was likely going to release at some point during that year. Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Now, they've changed the cover because of the nonsense that this person, I don't like CM Punk at all. I think he's one of the worst. Yeah, that's a hot take, but especially after, you know, his stint in AEW and what he's pulled, I don't like him at all. So they've changed the cover. We now have a better cover with Kenny Omega being the centerpiece, which to me is the best. I'm just glad Jade Cargill's still on the cover. She is one of my favorites. I actually have her figure right there. So let's get back to the article. It's since been officially delayed to 2023, but has still been getting a bit of attention lately because of multiple AEW representatives advertising that it was basically finished and ready to go. However, THQ Nordic community manager Zaidi, I want to say that's Zaidi, has stepped in to clarify a few things, including that it's not quite ready just yet. Yeah, that's the tweet I saw, but I wanted to see a little more, and apparently there isn't. This is the information we've got. Here's a bit of what he had to say on his Twitch channel recently, thanks to WrestleZone. Quote: "The game is in a good state, and as soon as we do launch it, I think people will be happy. Then everybody will just forget about all the other stuff, and everybody will be happy and enjoy it. I hope that's the case." And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. Development can already be sorted and stuff, but that doesn't mean the game is done. End quote. And then here's another quote. Quote: "All three houses, Ukes, THQ Nordic, and AEW, we're taking our time. We want to do this the best we can. We make sure it goes through a long QA process, a long submission process." End quote. Another quote. Quote, "Oh, I'm using that word a lot. Oof. All these things, and people are instantly like, oh, but we want this game out now." It's like, yeah, but you can't have both. You can't have a game that's out right away and then have a good game. There's only one of those things that actually matter, that works, and that matters. And for me, it's a good game. I would always rather have a game that takes its time and it's good. The finish line hasn't been crossed yet, then, but it sounds like we're getting there. Yeah. There are even still rumors that the game might launch as part of Xbox Game Pass, despite AEW suggesting otherwise back in. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Here's the thread and everything. Now, this game has been pushed back. The only thing is the roster keeps changing. With all these pushbacks, there are people that are no longer in AEW. When this game started, Cody was in it. Cody's not. So they have characters that they're going to have to pull. They have characters that they're going to have to build. I know for a fact they're going to do DLC. They have to. The roster's too big and it keeps expanding, especially with Juice Robinson and Jay White coming in. We need that. And now with William Regal leaving, he was a big part of this game. I don't know if they're going to leave him in it, as I don't know what they're going to do. So I think the game's done, but they have to do stuff like that. We're like, all right, we have to remove this. We have to take this out. We have to put this back in. We have to remove this guy. We have to do this. We have to do that. And I think that's what's pretty much the case. It's the roster's the issue. And maybe they're editing, getting new characters ready. There has to be DLC because the roster's way too big and it's constantly being updated. And I think having this as the main game and just expanding on it over the next 2 years with supported DLC with wrestlers as they come, instead of just doing the classic wrestlers or the legends and stuff like that, drip pack thing, whatever you want to call it, that they do in the WWE 2K games. I think it's going to be like, oh, like, for example, we just signed Jay White, announcing Jay White in Fight Forever on this day. And then we've got a couple months. They build the character, they do everything they have to do, they model them, and then you get them for a couple bucks. Or they wait and do a Bullet Club pack and put Juice Robinson, Jay White in it, and maybe a Bullet Club skins for the Elite or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's what they'll do. I don't know. There's a lot of great things that they can do, but it's all speculation right now until the game hits. I'm just glad CM Punk's not on the cover. Don't like him. Never did. Kenny Omega. Kenny's the man. The Elite. The Elite. I'm a big fan of the Elite. Big fan of the Young Bucks. Especially the Young Bucks. One of my favorite tag teams of all time. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tell me your opinion. Are you looking forward to AEW Fight Forever? Drop it in the comments below. Again, make sure you turn on that bell for notifications so you know whenever we go live and make new videos and new episodes of Ready to Podcast. Ready to Start podcast come out. And our next episode, depending on when you're watching this, episode 4, will have our very special guest, another very special guest, Jay, Drunk 3PO from Geeks and Gamers. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Like we always say, be legendary.